Ever wondered what made the Titanic sink? Welcome to our channel, and today we'll be taking a look at 7 incredible Titanic facts that will leave you completely shocked. Stay until the end to find out how much time their passengers had to act before the Titanic sank. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications for more great content like today. So let's begin with our countdown. 7th place, size. The RMS Titanic made headlines due to being the world's largest passenger ship at the time, and the largest man-made moving object on Earth, measuring 269 meters long. The Titanic was originally operated by the White Star Line. The Titanic had 10 decks, excluding the top of the officers' quarters, and 8 of them were for passenger use. In summary, the Titanic was an immense ship even by today's standards. The Titanic carried some of the wealthiest people in the world during its time, including what was at one of the wealthiest billionaires on Earth, so it was a special ship to be aboard at the time. 6th place, it set itself on fire before its departure. Another lesser-known fact about the Titanic is that it had set itself on fire 10 days prior to the departure. The fire continued to burn for several days due to the spontaneous combustion of the coal. The fires were of course extinguished with fire hoses by relocating the coal, though its damage to the ship's structure was already done. It's widely believed that the fire exacerbated the effects of the iceberg collision, as it weakened the hull and the bulkhead of the ship. In fact, other scholars have also suggested that precisely because the coal was shoveled into the engine furnaces, the Titanic was unable to reduce its speed when it finally crashed against the icebergs. 5th place, construction. The construction of the Titanic was quite difficult, and around 8 Harland and Wolff workers died during its whole process. 5 of them were identified, though 3 are still unknown. On top of that, the construction also caused 28 serious accidents and 218 minor ones. The problem with the Titanic was that, being such a huge ship, no one had the experience or knowledge required for building something so big. It was built in parallel to the Olympic, which Kiel laid down first on December 16, 1908, compared to Titanic's 3 months later on March 31, 1909. Both ships took 26 months to build. 4th place, most passengers were first class. It should be no surprise that in such a big and magnificent ship, most of the passengers were in the upper class. The ship's first-class passengers were some of the wealthiest and most prominent members of society. A one-way reservation for a luxury parlor suite was £4,350, nearly $7,000. Today, that's the equivalent of more than $100,000. There were multiple dining rooms, a Parisian cafe where diners were served by French waiters, a veranda cafe that resembled a tropical destination with imported palm trees, and a 10,000-square-foot dining saloon with a seating capacity of 500. Among their privileges was access to an exclusive music book containing 352 songs from which they could choose whichever musician they wanted to play on the Titanic. 3rd place, they only had 37 seconds to act. The moment that Frederick Fleet, who worked as the lookout for the Titanic, saw that there was an iceberg in front of them, they had an exact 37 seconds to act before it was too late. He rang the bell in warning and telephoned the bridge, though stopping the Titanic at that point was nearly impossible. Once it began hitting the ice, the first ice shards began bumping along its starboard side, punching holes in the Titanic's steel plates, and flooding 6 compartments almost instantly. 2 hours later, and the Titanic was already sinking. 2nd place, there was an iceberg warning. Before the tragic iceberg crash, the Titanic had received around 6 iceberg warnings during the voyage. On the evening of April 14th, Titanic's wireless operators Jack Phillips and Harold Bride had received the first warnings from ships in the area. Some of the messages had been given to the bridge. One warning from the Masaba came in at 9:40 p.m., which incredibly was not labeled MSG, which would have required Captain Smith to see it and sign off on it. Smith didn't see the message, so he was not aware of what was about to happen later. First place. The food was crazy. The night of the crash, the first-class supper was an 11-course dinner, featuring consommé, cream of barley soup, a fish course, 2 meat courses, foyer grass, 3 desserts, and a cheese board. Dinner was a very important part of the cruise line experience during this time, and there wasn't much entertainment available for them as we had today. That's why, to make the cruise experience as engaging as possible, supper like this one was tended to be extremely long. So what do you think of these mind-blowing facts about the Titanic? Let us know in the comments. Also, don't forget to leave us a like, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more great content like today. We hope you enjoyed our video, and we'll see you next time.
Listen!